walk across that street and go to those police officers who had your friend and say, wait a minute, this is what you're looking for. Leave them go.
That's exactly right. Evidence, discovery.
Why would
it's been prevented in a court of law in the United States, and that's criminal.
Why would that caring man in the Oval Office not do that?
Because he knows the truth.
He can't. That's right.
He can't. Yep. That's the conclusion we've reached, and that's why we'd like lawyers from across the country. We would like the American people to stand up and be vocal about this. And Colonel Lakin is somebody that needs to be supported and just validated on what he claims and allowed discovery within the court.
I mean, if
Colonel Lind, if she allows this court-martial to proceed as the hearings went under what we call the Article 32, she needs to be relieved. The general above her needs to be relieved, and they need to face court-martials themselves for allowing the corruptness to exist within the court-martial system of the military.
We spoke with Colonel Lakin's brother a number of times, and he's also a physician, and he lives in another state, and he's been on the radio show with us. And they sent letters. I don't know if you know this story or not, but the family is unbelievably concerned, and they know the stand-up of their brother. So they began to write letters to directly to President Obama about their brother, in which they never received any recognition for the letters, but the letters got passed down, and they ended up in the hands of the DOD, and they did hear from the DOD. Yesterday, someone made the remark that they don't think that the president knows about this court-martial. I said,
he knows about it.
Better believe it.
Members of Congress, Peter, know about it. And not one member of Congress now, even with the demonstrations we had yesterday with Senator Kyle and Senator McCain in Phoenix yesterday morning. But I have not heard one, and I have been with a number of them the last month, have stood up and at least challenged and try to support the contentions and where Colonel Lakin is coming from, and the fact that the court system, the judicial system, will not allow discovery.
You're not allowed to have discovery. And as I said, this is the same system that will try a terrorist in a civilian courtroom, the same system that will attack Arizona for defending itself. Now you take this Light Colonel Lakin, and you're going to kangaroo court him.
Well, we also have, Peter, 11 at Fort Leavenworth now in long prison sentences who've served in Afghanistan and Iraq that we're trying to assist as well for killing terrorists and being involved in this war. I mean, it's a tragedy what we're doing to our young men and women here, as well as Colonel Lakin, who's a middle-aged officer, certainly mature. But it's just criminal what this total lack of good strategy to win a war, and then we put up these soldiers and sailors and Marines and incarcerate them in Fort Leavenworth. And that's probably what you're looking at Colonel Lakin, unless they come to some plea bargain.
His attorney believed it, but if he gets that, then he gets, in essence, I don't know what they call it for officer, but it's like a DH, and then
dishonorable discharge, basically, and your retirement benefits, your rank, everything.
His medical license is in jeopardy.
Well, sure it would be, yeah. I mean, this is just a travesty. It's a tremendous black mark on America. But the lack of anybody, even Fox News or anybody standing up.
I had two, just so you know, I had a run-in with Glenn Beck, and Glenn Beck just went bat crap on me on the radio about this whole thing. And then he went on his own show and tried to make fun of it. Bill O'Reilly, the two forces at Fox were Bill O'Reilly and Glenn Beck. Beck kind of made a fool out of himself here on the radio show not too long ago.
Well, sure, he has a couple of times.
Yeah, O'Reilly, on the other hand, made that claim that he had seen the evidence. Well,
he hadn't seen it. He
no,
saw
of course
a copy
not.
of a thing, yeah.
He got challenged. Joe Farah challenges him.
Yes.
And Farah actually was instrumental in O'Reilly's career. He used to be here in Denver as Bill O'Reilly, not O'Reilly. And Bill O'Reilly treated Joe Farah like dirt. And Joe said, well, let me come on the radio. Let me come on your television show. And what O'Reilly said was, I saw the truth. And then when Joe said, what'd you see? Well, my staff saw the truth. So what did they see? What it gets down to were the two birth announcements in the newspapers, which, as we know, his mother, if all of this is true, his mother's on her way back to Washington State or already there when those announcements appear, and they'd never lived in that house and the rest of those things. But so Bill O'Reilly, who is, and it's impossible for both O'Reilly and Beck to, they're like Arthur Fonzarelli. And they can't say it. So they're really the driving forces, sir, at Fox. And so Fox can't do it either. Because it would make their
Congress
stars.
Can't do it.
Yeah.
The lack of courage, Peter, is what astounds me.
Yeah.
And that's why our project, standing up and being counted for what is right for individuals to do, for liberty, freedom, justice, and all those great words, but they really mean something when it comes to standing up for this country and what's made it strong. And it's the weakness now that, we're so far over the cliff. I'm not sure we can recover in time before so much damage is done. And Colonel Lakin is just a part of the damage that we see occurring here. So
I hear your phone. I want to get you back.
That's all right.
No, we'll get you. Listen, because I'm at the end here. What I'd like to do is have you back on Monday because it's a week from today. It will begin on the 14th.
Would be fine. I'd be happy, Peter.
I'll put you on hold, sir. And listen, give Greg Hollenbach a link to your website, and we'll do everything from there. Fair enough?
Sounds good.
Thank you, Colonel. Thank you, Colonel. You just demoted me.
Sorry,
Thanks,
you
General.
demoted me, huh?
I know I'm hip. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Thank you, sir.
All
right, General Paul Valley. All right, we'll have his website up. You can look at that. And again, that court begins December the 14th, a week from today. We go into open lines here for a second.